We're back for another episode. In this episode we're going to be looking at Weaver at level 50. So I'm going to be doing the level 50 Weaver quest and then hopefully start to craft the artifact set for Weaver. So we're here in the Weaver Guild in Uldar. So let's talk to Redolent Rose and see what we have to do for the weapon. So Redolent Rose is furrowing his brow most furiously. Okay, so I need to make a high quality practitioner's bottom, practitioner's wedge cap and practitioner's goatee. So let's see. So here, practitioner's bottom, goatee and wedge cap. So I need to make two, well, one undyed felt, one woolen yarn. So let me make those first. Now, given that I've hit level 50, I'm using a lot more abilities than before because I can share up to 10, and because I have all of the level 50 abilities, I'm using most of them. So from Carpenter you can see I'm using Rumination and Byrog's Blessing. From Blacksmith I'm using Ingenuity II. From Goldsmith I'm using Manipulation and Innovation. From Level Worker I'm using Waste Not 2. From Alchemist I'm using Tricks of the Trade and Comfort Zone, and from Culinarian I'm using Hasty Touch and Steady Hand 2. So I will try to explain how I'm using them. For now it's still trial and error at the moment. I'm still trying to get my head around the best abilities to do, so because there's so many new abilities in such a short time. So anyway, first thing I'll make will be the Undyed Fleece. So there we go, synthesize. So what I start with is Comfort Zone, and then I tried to keep an eye on my craftsmanship and control here. Then Inner Quiet, Steady Hand, and Tricks of the Trade, and then Waste Not, and then I start using Hasty Touch because it costs 0 CP. And the idea is that I am building up the stacks. I'm getting my control as high as possible so that when I finally hit Byrog's Blessing it will pretty much explode, and you will see that in a second. So I have to always keep up Steady Hand as well. So I'll use again Touch. Once more. Now I will use Manipulation, then I will use Tricks of the Trade. So like I said, I'm still trying to get my head around this, to be honest. So now I will try Great Strides, tricks of the trade, then okay, innovation, because now innovation's made my control extremely high, so now I'll try Byrog's Blessing. You see the jump, it was kind of big. So anyway, what I'll then now do is I will do so this is still trial and error. Hopefully I will soon update the Mithrie method to make more sense. Okay, it's just because I have so many new abilities, it's hard to know really how to use them in combination. So I need to use one woolen yarn. The comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand, waste not 2, and then start using hasty touch. Okay, you see it jumped to 100% in one go, and this is a weird sort of combination, and the reason I'm doing this is because apparently this is the way to do high level crafting when you want to get high quality item level 70 gear to high quality. The idea is that you're using hasty touch a lot of times to build up the number of charges on inner quiet, and then you use great strides along with innovation, because innovation will increase your control a further 50%. So you see now how high my control is, and Byregot Blessing says increases quality, efficiency 100% plus 20% for each bonus to control granted by inner quiet. So the idea is that because I've hit hasty touch so many times, by the time I use great strides, innovation, and then Byregot, the amount of quality increase in one move is enormous. That's why it flew to 100. So now I will use I'll use Careful Synthesis 2, because it says efficiency 120%, success rate 100%. Should be enough. You see, yeah, increases progress by 108. I only need 64. Okay. So now I will make the practitioner's wedge cap, hopefully high quality. So there we go. Synthesize. We start comfort zone. I'll use tricks of the trade. Then inner quiet. Steady hand 2. Waste not 2. And hasty touch. Hasty touch again. I'm not so bothered if it turns red, because that will just increase the quality increase. And then I renew steady hand 2 when it goes down. Okay, so now I can use great strides, innovation, and then steady hand 2, and Byregot. Yeah, so I mean I was already close to 100% anyway, so it's kind of unnecessary. So now I will use, yeah, I'll use standard synthesis just because it's 100%, 150% I mean. And again. Okay, so that's the wedge cap made. Now I need to make the bottom and the coatee. So for the bottom, wow. Okay, I'll make the coatee first. So I need 2 undyed felt, 2 woolen yarn and an electrum ingot. So here we go, 2 undyed felt. Let's start with them. So comfort zone, inner quiet, turned red too early, so I'll use tricks of the trade. Steady hand 2, waste not 2, hasty touch. The reason I use hasty touch rather than say basic is because at this point my CP is still very low. Once I'm fully geared in my artifact gear and other things like that, then I will start using basic touch, because by then I'll have a lot more CP than before. Steady hand 2, hasty touch, hasty touch. Wow. Well, so like I said, this is still just trial and error. I'm still trying to understand this stuff. Okay, so now I will try Great Strides, Steady Hand 2. Okay, now I will just try Byregot, see what progress I get. Yeah, this is not working as well as it should because I'm still learning what on earth I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, whatever, let's try again. Let's see if we can make it make sense this time. So comfort zone, inner quiet, tricks of the trade. So I'm still learning basically. Eventually I will work out a combination of these buttons which will be very, very consistent like I did before. It will just take time. Okay, that seems to be more like it. And basically once I'm fully geared, then hopefully I will have like 60, 70 more CP than I have right now. What else do I need? It's a lot more weird than the other rotation, so I'm going to have to practice it a lot more before I can justify why I'm doing these moves. So comfort zone, inner quiet, tricks of the trade, steady hand 2, waste not 2, and hasty touch, hasty touch. still trying to understand this, it's ridiculous. So it's a lot more complicated now that I've hit 50 with everything, to know really which buttons to press. Just checking these ingredients. So okay, I need one more woolen yarn and then an electron ingot. A comfort zone. And a quiet. Steady hand 2. Tricks of the trade. Waste not 2. Hasty touch. So you see, by using hasty touch so many times within a quiet up, you see how high the control goes. And now I will use manipulation to make sure that my durability goes up. And the good thing about hasty touch is it costs 0 CP. So now I will use great strides. Then I will use innovation. So you see now my control, how high it is, 726. So hopefully when I use Byregots now, it will just fill it to 100. There you go. Now I will use Careful Synthesis 2. So that's the idea, is that you build your control so high so that when you hit Byregot's blessing, it will just explode and get the quality increase just insane. And apparently that will help get even the hardest crafts in the game, not to 100 but close to 100%. So if I quickly change the goldsmith to make the electron ingot. So where is the electron? Like I said, eventually I will have a solid combination of these buttons that I'll be able to use every time, highly successfully. Using advanced touch because I don't have any other choices. Okay, and then I'll just use great strides, and advanced touch again. So it doesn't have to be this weird method. This weird method really is more for the higher levels. Okay, so let's make now the coatee. So comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, then waste not 2, hasty touch. Oh whoops, pressed the wrong button. Oh, such a waste. It can happen when you press the wrong button, it's like such a big waste of time. Okay, so we need now 1 felt, 1 woolen cloth, 1 woolen yarn, 1 linen yarn, and 1 electrum ingot. So I'm going to make the electrum ingot first, just for the sake of it. So crafting is now taking a very weird turn for me, because I did so many thousands of crafts using pretty much the same method, so it's kind of weird having to relearn it, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I need to go buy some flax in order to make the linen. So I'm not going to be accepting any of the normal quality artifact gear from the quest rewards, because my only intention is to have high quality from now on. So it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort, but it will be worth it in the long run. That was flax that I needed. Thankfully flax is very cheap. So it's really, really wonderful having all of these to 50 finished, so now I can start having fun, if you know what I mean, because I'll be able to make all of my artifact gear going forward for every single Disciple of the Hand and the Land, and even when I'm just leveling up my Disciples of War and Magic, I'll be able to make them high quality gear the whole way, very, very easily. And eventually when I'm ready, then I'll start crafting the high level stuff. Okay, so we need now 1 linen yarn. The linen part of leveling up weave is really easy because it's so cheap to make linen. And acquire comfort zone, I've done that in the wrong order. Steady hand 2, waste not 2, use hasty touch. So that's kind of funny, it's already at nearly 100%. Okay, what else do we need for these bottoms? Okay, we need 1 woolen yarn, 1 woolen cloth, which means I need to make 3 woolen yarns. Okay, so comfort zone, tricks of the trade, inner quiet, steady hand, tricks of the trade, waste not 2. going forward, the fact that I'll be able to turn, you know, normal quality fleece into high quality yarn is going to probably pay off for me extremely well. So comfort zone, inner quiet, steady hand 2, yeah, waste on 2, tricks of the trade, and then I'll start just spamming hasty touch as always. Okay, need to make one more, so comfort zone, inner quiet. Now this might all seem very strange to anyone watching, like what am I doing, why does this rotation look so weird, but this explosion of Byregot blessing is very important for later on, and the more I do it with more classes, the more hopefully it will make sense why I'm doing it. This is based on shared experience with a lot of other players. Yeah, it's just because I'm having to rely on hasty touch rather than basic because I don't have enough CP at the moment. So now I need to make, I think, one woolen cloth. Yep, one woolen cloth, so let me do that now. Getting there slowly, so yeah. Um, so crafting at this level is a new adventure for me, that's for sure. One undyed felt now. And hopefully I can sort out my gil issue, because this is way too low gil given I'm level 50 everything now. So I'll see what methods I can use to make some gil. So tricks of the trade. Okay, so let's make the bottoms now. So it's mostly the same what I was doing before, it's just adding these new elements to it. But the idea is still the same, is to use great strides with the biggest quality increase, hopefully on good or excellent. That's funny. So I don't even need to use Byregots because I've already got to 100%. Okay, so I'll use Steady Hand 2, then Careful Synthesis, Standard Synthesis I should have used. Okay, so let's now turn in these items to him. Okay, so let's go now to the gold court. So the idea obviously is that we're helping this Lalafell look impressive enough so that he can win the girl he wants from someone else. Oh, poor little guy. Oh, that's sweet, really, isn't it? And back to the Weavers Guild we go. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to select the gold pieces because I only want high quality of these items, but I will receive this item, the Clotho. So complete. Nice. So now, if I look at my gear, I can equip this weapon. There you go. That's a very nice looking weapon, isn't it? And then I've also made ahead of time this one, the militia spinning wheel. So I'll save those two. So that's nice, isn't it? So now I have the two pretty much most powerful weapons you can have for Weaver. So now what I'm going to try and do is craft my artifact set. So Weaver can make most of the set, but not all of it. A couple of the pieces come from Leatherworker. So for now, let's look at what I can make. So I can make this piece. So I've already got a couple of the items, but I need an undyed woolen cloth. So let me make that now. So in order to make it, I need 2 woolen yarn. So slowly approaching the ultimate level of crafting. But I'm going to have to repeat this process for every craft individually, so it's going to take a while, but it will definitely be worth the effort. Okay, just need to remember. Okay, I need to make a cloth. Let me do that. Okay, so let's now try and make this weaver's gibbous, which is the hat. There you go, my first piece of artifact gear. So if I see where it is, here it is. So let's try it on. There you go, that's a funny looking hat, isn't it? Oh, that's funny. Okay, so now I will make the next piece, which is okay, so I'll make the chest piece next actually. So I need 2 woolen cloth, 1 rose gold nugget. So let's see if I can make the rose gold first. My craftsmanship is too low, so I'm going to eat some food. this is basically what I'm hoping to sort out, is that once I get all my stats up and my gear up, then they won't say to me anymore that I need food in order to finish. Wow, it sucks. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to make do. So 2 undyed woolen cloth. Okay. So there is some potential to this method, because as you can see I'm able to just keep pressing buttons endlessly and it keep going. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make the trousers first. Okay, so let's try the trousers now. Okay, so they're the trousers, so let's try them on. Okay, that's the trousers made. So now let's make the chest piece. So I need a rose gold nugget and 2 woolen yarn, but I need to get some more gold ore first. So this is what you'll get to try and do once you hit level 50 of your crafts. I do recommend doing Weaver and Level Worker because they make a huge amount of the artifact gear. If not, you could just buy the artifact gear from the market board, it's up to you. I find a lot more satisfaction knowing that on all of my equipment you can see my name at the bottom as a signature. It's a way of saying, you know, that I made all this gear. As a master crafter, that's what I should be doing. Thankfully gold ore is just not that expensive, to be honest. Okay, so what I need to make now is rose gold nuggets, so let's try again. Seemed to go slightly better that time. Okay, so now I need 2 undyed wooden cloth. I'm going to see actually if I can make a high quality hypergriff leather. I think this is a failure. Oh, maybe not. How about that? Okay, so 2 undyed wooden cloth. I need to make 4 yarns. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this now. At least that's what it feels like. It's starting to make more sense why certain buttons work and certain ones don't. You can't really do much to control it when it just keeps blowing up over and over again. So 2 to go. So if you have any suggestions how I could better improve my crafting with all the level 50 abilities, then please let me know. kind of annoying. I apologise if this video feels like it's dragging on, but as you know, crafting entire sets of gear can take a while. I just wanted to show that it is possible to make all of these sets high quality even with, you know, below 50 gear. Okay, so let's try this now, see if we get high quality. Go. That's the chest piece, so let's try it on. So the only two pieces left now to go are the gloves and the boots, and they are made actually by Level Worker. They're not made by Weaver. So let's see how it looks. So this is the artifact gear so far. The Mithrie is starting to look quite nice. Let's see what's required to make the other Weaver pieces. So where is it on the list? Here you go, Weaver gloves and Weaver thigh boots. So I need, well, I'll try and make a high quality leather. Okay, I need 3 high quality leathers, 1 woolen yarn and some rubber. I'll quickly change back and make the woolen yarn. Going back to the old Mithrie method for now. going to see if I can get some high quality rubber from this market. Because starting the craft with all high quality items just makes it so much more likely to high quality in the end. Whatever. Okay, so we now need, let's see, we have 3 high quality hyper levers. We get the hippogriff skin from AK, from some of the mobs there. It is nice knowing the fact that standard synthesis will finish it in one go. So I hope if you've been watching all the way through so far in this video, it does make sense why I'm pressing each button. Wow, It just loves to blow up and blow up, doesn't it? Okay, so let's see if we have enough now. So for weavers, gloves, yep, we have all the gear. For the high boots, yes, we have all the equipment. So let's do this. Weaver's gloves. Okay, gloves, now the boots. Okay, so let's try now if we got a weaver. There you go, full set, high quality artifact gear. So I'm just going to check the belt, the rings and the other accessories to see if they can be upgraded. So 1 second. Now a good website to go to when checking is to go to craftingasaservice.com, and it will tell you the best equipment to wear given any specific job or role. Okay, so it's telling me I should be wearing the red coral earrings, which I am. It's telling me I should be wearing the electron choker, which I am. It's saying I should be wearing the militia wristlets, which are made by Goldsmith. So let's take a look at that. Militia wristlets, how do you make that? There they are. Okay, so we need 3 gold nuggets to make it, and it's also saying I should be wearing these rings, which require 1 gold nugget. Okay, so we need to make 5 gold nuggets, and I need to pick up from the auction house 2 water clusters, as I need to make 2 of these rings. So otherwise it seems the other gear I've got is maximized except for the belt. So the belt says I should be wearing the Raptor Skin Merchant's Purse, so I'll look at that last. Anyway, so let me pick up 2 water clusters, and I wonder if I have enough gold to make this as well. So how many did I need to make again? I needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can make less than 5, so I need to get some more gold ore, some more copper ore. Okay, so I've got the gold ore, so I need to get some water clusters. Okay, so now I need to make 5 gold nuggets. But let me quickly check with the level worker what's involved making the Rapid Skin Merchant's purse. This is the one. Okay, so I need to make Okay, I'm going to craft it anyway because it is higher level, so the caps on the stats is probably higher than the one I have. So I need 1 mithril ingot and 1 raptor leather. Or do I have the materials on me? Okay, I need a raptor skin. And I need the mithril ingots, and I've got the materials for that. Okay, so I can make that, so I just need raptor skin. Oh, I've got some already made, good. I'll quickly make a mithril ingot. Huh. 4 failures in a row, whatever. Whatever. Okay, so let's look at this belt again. It was called this one. So let's make it. Okay, so let's try this on. Oh, hello to this person from DW. Anyway, so the next piece I need to make is the I'll tell you what, I'm gonna convert this just so it's not used on any other classes. Okay, so now I'm a goldsmith, so now I need to make the militia pieces. Actually made this upgrade for it already. So I need to make now the militia wristlet and then the 2 rings. So in order to make those, I need to make 5 rose gold nuggets. Okay, so let's try again. Okay, 1 down, 4 to go. Oh, I just realised I'm still using basic synthesis rather than careful synthesis 2. Oops. Let me update that. It might explain why it's going so much slower than I thought it would. Okay, so I made 2 now, so I need to make us 3 more. Put it there so I can keep an eye on it. Oh, I understand now. So by having Ingenuity 2 on, it makes it seem as if it's the level 47 ability rather than the one it is at the moment, which is why the progress goes so much quicker. So it's important to use Ingenuity 2 before you hit Byregot Blessing. So 2 more. Making more sense as we go. The more you practice, the more you get there. So it's not exactly the perfect crafting, but at least I'm getting high qualities, which is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so now we can make these ones, the wristlets, and then 2 of these rings. Let's give it a go. Cool, so that's the wrist made. Now I just need to make 2 of the rings. And it's a lot easier when you're dealing with 80 durability items, because you can get just so many more moves out of it, especially when the moves cost 0 GP, I mean CP. Okay, it's 1 ring, next one. Yeah, so I am understanding again, just a bit more when I shouldn't press things. But either way, using Ingenuity 2 is incredibly overpowered, because it reduces the level of the craft to pretty much nothing. Okay, so there are all the items made. So if I equip them now, the best way to do it really is just get rid of these items, because I'll never need them again. They did serve me well, but that's it. Okay, so now I will equip these new items. Very nice. Quickly checking the website, it says I should be using the Raptor Skin Merchant purse, which I am, the Electrum Choker, the Red Coral Earrings, the Militia Wristlets, and the Aephorite Rings. Okay, so they're basically all the other stuff. So these 5 pieces, you know, the headpiece, chest, gloves, legs and boots should be your artifact set, and your offhand piece should be your militia piece, and these are the 5 pieces you should be using as accessories at level 50, and then you just finish your level 50 quest to get your weapon. So if I go back to Weaver now and equip all the new stuff I've just made, and there you go. So my Weaver now has pretty much the best gear that she can wear in the game right now as a 50 Weaver. So the next step will be to meld the relevant materia onto these items, which I will do at a later date, because right now my finances are not the best and so on. So, but at a later date I will start looking at getting as many materia into these item slots as I can. But that's it for this video. I know it was kind of long. I hope you liked it, and I hope you know, if your main crafting is Weaver, I hope you've seen how easy it is to go from low level gear to now look, I've got the best gear in the game in the space of this one video, and it wasn't that hard to work out based on the combination of moves I have. Obviously it might have been a bit easier for me because I have every single level 50 ability in the game, but yeah, so that's where I am right now. So, oh, and the thing to remember as well, that you can repair your own gear, which is always a wonderful trait to have once you get everything to 40 plus. So anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you found it interesting, because it was definitely fun to go from my old crafting set to this full Weaver outfit, and I will see you next time for the next profession. So for now, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie.